Okay, this is a 30-minute workout, guys, for those doing it at home. Equipment required is 1 heavy dumbbell, 1 kettlebell. Okay, class at home, are we ready? We're on squat raise. Hold the dumbbell on the ends, and we're going for our squat raise. Okay, for the purpose of the video, make sure you can feel your lower abs, and if you do it really quickly, you won't feel it, okay? So, nice and steady. Okay, and then put the right hand on first, left hand over the top, and we've got our squat swing. And again, coming right the way up, nice and high, guys. So you've got 3 exercises on this block. We're doing 2 sets of it, okay? So this is done with a heavy dumbbell, gang. So my dumbbell is 10 pounds, which is just over 5 kilos. Well, it's nearly 6 kilos. And time, back to holding on the end, raise and rotate round to your right side. Okay, so there are your 3 exercises. So we've got 3 exercises in the first block, and then we're going to be mixing that up. And time, back to exercise 1, so back to squat raise for me. Again, remember, you should be able to feel it on your abs as you rise it up, around about there, up to the sky, and then when you'll feel it back on your abs as you lower it back down again. There's no need to pause at the top, it's not a kettlebell, okay, but you do need to think about coming back down again and going up, so the control comes there and at the base. Putting the right hand on, widen the feet, and let's go. Okay, so the right hand's on, left hand over the top, all the control coming from the right hand, guys. So like I said, we've got a really basic routine this morning using the dumbbell. And we've got 4 different rounds for you. And time, grab the dumbbell on the end, adjust the feet in, raise, rotate. Remember the importance of the pause there on the way up and on the way back down again. So it's pause, rotate, pause, lower down, okay? Now after this, you're going to just put in that dumbbell down to the side. You've got 1 hand walk and 1 power jack. And then 1 hand walk and 2 power jacks. Okie dokie, so just pop that out the way. You've got 1 hand walk, 2 power jacks. 1 hand walk, 1 power jack. Are we ready? Let's go, guys. So you've got your little hand walk, pausing it, coming up, and then 1 power jack. And then 1 hand walk, and 2 power jacks. So you're adding on to your power jack element, okay? So it's 1 hand walk, 2 power jacks, 1 hand walk, 3 power jacks at this point. So just adding on to that. And this is a 2-minute round, guys. 2-minute round. So I'm hopefully going to make a recording of this. That's if my memory on my tablet is large enough, guys. Music playing, choose your music in the background. You don't want anything too fast. Okay, so just something that you like. Again, you play some music off the Spotify. I'm not playing music on anything. Okay, so it's your choice. 43 seconds left on this one, guys. So this is going to follow this little plan of the squat raise, squat swing, and raise and rotate. So you'll have 2 rounds of that, and we're going to be going left side on the next side. Admittedly, the squat raise is going to be exactly the same exercise, but it's a good exercise. And I didn't want to go down the line of using the hammer this morning, because not everyone's got a hammer yet at home. Nearly there, gang. 3 seconds. And time. Okay, so that should have got you nice and warm. Re-grab the dumbbell. Again, check your feet position. And we're going to go back to our squat raise in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. So your squat raise. Again, so making sure that you do that little bit of raise from the bottom nice and steady, and the raise back down again. Just don't let yourself come down like that, guys. Again, it's you go down like that, so you sort of lower down and hinge, and you'll feel your abs kick on. Okay, if you can't feel your abs on the way down, it's because you're not putting enough control. Okay, so from there, left hand on, right hand over the top, and you've got your swing. Okay, now we were doing this last week with the kettlebell, and that is still applicable and in. Okay, I've just lost the class. We're coming back, hopefully. There we go. Are we back in, guys, at home? Yeah. Time. Okay, holding on to the end. Raise, rotate, this time to your left. So it's raise and rotate. Again, remember the importance of the pause there. That just, if we don't do the pause, it just ends up looking like that, and it ends up becoming a really different exercise. Now again, the raise and rotate was left over from last week. And time. Okay, so back to your squat raise, gang. Back to your squat raise. It's good. Not being overly noisy this morning. It's 7 o'clock on a Monday. Okay, and then left hand on, right hand over the top, adjust the feet, and we've got our swing again. Now, all of these 3 exercises that you're doing on these first rounds are going to be working your abdominals and all around the waist and your spinal muscles as well, okay? So it's a really good routine for narrowing and shaping and doing, yeah? Okay, adjust the feet back in, holding on to the end, raise, rotate round to the left side and then back down again. This is the last one in this block, and then we're going to be adding another 2-minute round, and we're going to be doing a floor burpee. Okay, now if you really need to, you can use a chair, but if you do the burpee from the wide stance, you should all be able to do it. And it's going to be 1 burpee and add on a deep squat. Pop that dumbbell down. Okay, right, so we're going back to the 2-minute round. So burpee stance is here, okay, and then you've got 1 burpee, and then you're going to do 1 really deep squat, and you're going to be adding on to the deep squat. Are we ready, guys? So 1 burpee, 1 deep squat. 1 burpee, 2 deep squats, and so on. Okay, so when I'm doing the deep squat, my fingertips are coming to my temples. As I squat down, my elbows are coming to my knees. My feet are wide with my toes turned out, so they come down there like that. Now just make sure that when you're doing this deep squat that it doesn't end up looking like that, because that's not a squat. I don't really know what it is, but it's not a squat. Okay. So remember, we take our time, think about our technique. And again, this is a 2-minute round. 7 o'clock on a Monday morning, I don't get overly shouty. I try and keep the exercises nice and simple. Okay, and repetitive where I can, so that you don't have to overly think it. We do have some epic disasters on a Monday morning if I get too fancy with you. 45 seconds left, so I don't get too experimental on a 7 o'clock on a Monday morning. It's not good for anybody. Okay. 30 seconds left, guys. Now the next round of exercises, as we do it, it's a little bit more challenging than the first round. Okay. 15 seconds left, and then we're going to go back to our heavy dumbbell, but you need to be getting your kettlebell near you as well for the 2-minute round that will be coming up. Time, gang. Go get your heavy dumbbell again. Now, like I said, this one is a little bit more challenging, so if you need a backup weight, get some lighter dumbbells or a lighter dumbbell. Exercise 1 is you're going to get the dumbbell on the shoulder, you're going to check your feet, you're going to do 1 deep squat and 2 presses. Now I don't want the press like that, it's a nice steady slow press, guys. Are we ready? Let's go. So it's 1 squat, 2 press, 1 squat, 2 press. Now because this is challenging and we are going to do 2 rounds, I'm going to give you the option to change sides on the second set if you want to. Time. Feet stay in the same position, bringing the weight in front. 1 squat, 1 side raise. Now if you want to, you can put your left hand on your thigh. In fact, actually put your left hand on your thigh loosely for me, guys, because if it's just a loud flopping, it'll let you do that, and if you put it on your hip, it'll also push you over. So loosely on your thigh. Third exercise, keep the right hand on, put the left hand over the top, and we've got our tricep extensions. And again, nice and steady. So I've got my right hand on and my left fingertips lightly over the top. Now, if your arm is completely fatiguing, okay, you do have the option to change sides if you want to on this one. We are going to do 2 rounds, that means you'll mix it up so that you're 100% responsible for remembering, okay? Time. So ideally, back on the right shoulder, and then it's 1 and 2. Okay, if you need to, you can change it to the left side, but you're now responsible for remembering that you've done each exercise on that one, okay? So remember, you will be doing 2 rounds. And time. Still in the right hand. Hand loosely on thigh, and we've got our squat side raise. Our squat side raise. So that hand loosely on the thigh again, and remember that the dumbbell ends up in front, don't allow it to come back like that, because again, we're not starting a lawnmower. Again, it's coming in and it will end up there. Okay, so it's a raise to the side. Okay, right hand on, left hand over, tricep extension. So nice and steady. Now again, remember, if you've changed hands, you're now responsible. So it's just exactly the same thing, but leading with the opposite side if you chose to go down that way. And time. Grab your kettlebell, guys. Grab your kettlebell. Okay. So, going to the 2-minute round. It's going to be 1 clean, 1 squat, 1 press, 1 tricep, add on to the tricep. Are we ready, guys? Let's go. So it's clean, squat, press, 1 tricep. Clean, squat, press, 2 triceps, and then back into the chest, and so on. Now, if you don't want to add on to the tricep, and maybe you might have got to 4, okay, you can stay on 4, you can stay on 2, or you can keep adding on, okay? Remember the importance of when you pull that up to the chest, that it's a deep squat, okay? Remember our deep squat we were doing when we were doing the burpees? It's a way of steadying the heart rate off, okay? It's also a way of increasing the amount of muscle groups that you recruit. That's halfway through. So this is hopefully, it's a carry on from last week. Short and sweet. I didn't do enough recording last week. For that I apologise, because we had some cracking classes last week and I don't think I recorded one. And we were on bank holiday weekend last weekend, so we only did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning. But I did feel like I'd done a full-on week by Thursday. It was quite a tough week's training, which is never a bad thing, guys. You have 15 seconds left, please. So remember what I said about the triceps. If you've had enough at adding them on, get rid. Time. Okay. Pop that down to the side. We're going back to our 30 seconds. So, exercise 1. Now, if you alternated last time, you can alternate this time. If you stayed for 2 rounds on the left, you're going to be on the left shoulder. Okay. Remember, let's go. So, deep squat, 2, press, deep squat, 2, press. And again, remembering, if you chose the option to alternate between sides, you've got to do the same again, otherwise you'll be uneven. Okay, hand loosely on the thigh, and we've got our squat side raise. Remember the importance of that arm coming in. Trying to give you lots of different angles there so you can see that I'm actually rising it up to the side. Left hand on, right fingers cover, triceps. So my left hand is the hand doing all the work. My right fingertips are just over as lightly as I can, just so that I keep that elbow. You can do it like that, but at some point it'll all start going wacky and you'll end up hitting yourself on the back of the head. It's never a good thing. So again, remember, if you change sides, you go right side next, okay? If you stayed same, it's left again. Squat and 2, okay? So squat and 2. Ten seconds left. This is a tough one, guys, and it's because I made you slow down. Well, look at your little faces at home. It's like, oh, when's this going to end? This is tough. Okay, and bringing it in front. Check your feet position. Hand loosely on thigh. And we're going to go for that squat side raise. Okay, and then keep that coming, guys. So make sure that elbow's got a slight bend in it when you raise it, okay? You don't want the arm out straight. You're going to end up hurting this joint here. If it's pulling across the elbow, it's because you've not got any bend in it. Left hand on, right hand's over lightly. Tricep. Tricep. Now, I'm going to do a little mix mash here when we come into this last round, okay? You're going to be doing, well, you're going to be putting that heavy dumbbell out of the way. Get rid of the heavy dumbbell, guys. Okay, so we're looking at 45-second rounds here. Okay, so we've got 1 hand walk, 2 power jacks. Are you ready? Let's go. 1 hand walk, 2 power jacks. You've already done it. This is 45 seconds. After this one, you've got 1 burpee and 2 of those deep squats to do for me. "15 seconds left, guys. When you hear the bell, we're going to go straight into your wide stance burpee. Time. Wide stance burpee 1. Let's go. And 2 of those deep squats. Remember, we've already spent 2 minutes out of your life doing these, so I shouldn't have to instruct it again for you. So it's 1 wide stance burpee, off the floor, preferably off the chair if you really need to. If you get your feet in the right position, you should be able to do it no matter what your range of mobility is, okay? And it's range of mobility, tight hamstrings, tight hips, tight back that stop you from doing these. After this one, you've got 10 seconds to grab your kettlebell, and you're going to do 1 clean, 1 squat, 1 press. Grab your kettlebell, 1 clean, 1 squat, 1 press, 2 triceps. Are you ready? Let's go. So 1 clean, 1 deep squat, 1 press, 2 tricep. And then after this one, we're going to finish it off on the floor with the kettlebell. And you're going to be doing 1 straight arm sit up, 1 chest press. 1 straight arm sit up, 2 chest presses. So you're going to be adding on to the chest press. Now, unless you count your repetition from the top, okay, doing the chest press won't feel right, okay? So you have 10 seconds to get yourself down on the floor after this. Time. Okay, so down on the floor, gang. We've got 2 minutes coming on the clock. Remember, start on the straight arm, and we're going to go straight arm sit up, one of those. Are we ready, guys? Let's go. So it's one straight arm, one press, one straight arm, two presses, one straight arm and three presses. Remember, start at the top, otherwise it won't make sense, guys. I don't know if this counts at home or as YouTube for music playing, but all I've got playing over in my head at the moment, I'm singing Chapel Rowan's Pink Pony Club in my head. So if you're a fan of that song now, that will have just bopped into your head as well. Pink Pony Club. Okay, just a little bit of nonsense from me because I've been way too calm. Okay, 1 minute left, guys, and we will be done with you. Okay, so this has been, it will be 27-minute workout from start to finish when I press the stop button and call time. And it will be bang on 7:30 when we finish. You have 30 seconds left, guys. When we finish, I'm going to stop the live video, and them at home, you've got a chance to come in and give me some abuse if you want to. Or you can just shuffle out without saying anything. It's early in the morning, guys. Won't be offended if you can't be bothered to talk. And time. On your feet at home. Thank you very much on YouTube.